Okay, Randy, we're going to try this again. First thing you do is go to the website on one tab, and then you go over here to upstairsguystest.com/administrator. You log in using your username and password. That's going to bring you here. This is the dashboard. From here, basically, let's see, where should we start? First thing I'm going to show you how to do is to add a page. So, for example, this is a page in the website. It's, they click on a button and it brings them to content. Obviously, there's more things that buttons can do, but to fill in the majority of like all these pages, for example, and even the ministries probably, you should be able to do that pretty easily by just copying and pasting. So to create a page like this, we, go back here. We start out in the dashboard, click articles. Every page is an article, and you can see I made some. I'm going to delete this since this is what I made in the last video that didn't have audio. So we have the About Pastor Ted page, and the rest of this you can ignore, but the About Pastor Ted page is this page in here. Oops, not that page, this page. Basically all you do is click, you want to add a page, click new. It's pretty self-explanatory there. The title of the page, so we'll call this page test page. And to ignore the alias, you want to put this in a section and a category. So the section obviously is going to be pages. And then as of right now, the only category in pages is pages because, like I said, I haven't filled in any of the content myself. Eventually, there's going to be some other categories here, like we can have one for ministries and one for pages, like this, and one for something else, whatever, so that we can kind of keep track of things. Then we've got, you want to make sure it's published. You also want to go over here to parameters, and this is just kind of a little thing you have to remember to do, but go over to the middle parameters, the parameters advanced, and over here where it says PDF icon, do hide, and print icon, do hide, and email icon, do hide, unless you want them to show up. That's these three icons right here. I usually let them show up, but you guys can make a decision on that, whether or not you want those there for people to print the page, email that page, or get a PDF of that page's content. But that's where you do that at. The middle section here is where you enter the page text, and it looks kind of like Microsoft Word for you, so it's pretty easy. If you want to type text, and this is sample text, and if you want to bold a word, just like in Word, or you want to italicize a word, just like in Word, or if you want to make a link, you can type in the text and click this button right here, type in the URL you want that link to go to, google.com, insert, so if they click that link, it brings them to Google, whatever, you can kind of get the gist of that. If you want to add an image, click here, and we'll get into this a little bit more later, but basically, fill in the content, click save, and now you save a page called test page. So we go back to the menu and say we want test page. Say test page is the contact page. Say I called it contact and not test. And we want it so when they click the contact button, it brings them to the test page. So we go over here, go to menus, and then there's only one menu. Eventually there'll be two or maybe even more menus once I finish this site. There'll be obviously this is the main menu. I'll probably also make a footer menu down here on the bottom, and you can have access to basically the same stuff at the top of the screen as the bottom of the screen, like most websites. But I haven't made that yet, so there's just main menu. Click on the little icon right there. That brings up the main menu. You just look for the button you're looking for. These are the main buttons: ministries, small groups, church gov, and then these are the drop-down parts: women, men, children. These are the 5 drop-downs for church government. So we're going to contact. We're going to edit this button. When you click on it, it's pretty much already set up. So article layout, that's what we want. If we wanted to go to an article, which for most of this we do, the only one that's not going to go to an article on the website is the giving, online giving. That's going to go to whatever external site you have. And then I think your small groups, you said something about you having a small groups website that's created from some third-party thing, so that's probably going to be a link. But for the most of these, it's going to be article layout. If it is going to go to a link, you just go to change type and choose, these are internal links, so we can do external link, and then you just type in the link URL right there. But we're going to put this as an article link, and it's going to be article layout. That's what we do for all of these. And then you just choose the article you want that button to go to. So we want that to go to test page, and we're going to save. Oops. Sorry, it's my phone. Alright, so we'll refresh the page and see if that works. Click contact, and it brings us to test page, and you can see test page is the title you put in. It's going to show up in this kind of font, and then the text that you type is going to show up like this, and all the links are going to default to that color. And if you guys want to edit these types of things, just let me know, and I will make the change. If you want these to be different colors, the default link color is going to be this beige just because of the template we use, but obviously I can change all of that if you want. That's just what it's defaulting as. Alright, so now you know how to add a page and make a button go to that page, and I just also showed you how to make a button go to a external link like google.com or your small group thing or your online giving thing. Next I'm going to show you how to add a slide. And these slides, if you have a graphic artist create slides for you guys or take a picture or whatever you want to add a slide, the dimensions of the slide are what are the dimensions of the slide? I don't see the dimensions of the slide. I'll email that to you. Usually it shows up in here, but anyways, we'll move on. Next, I'll show you how to add a slide even though we don't know the dimensions. I'll email that to you later. Basically, you go to the slideshow is another section of articles, basically. Basically, everything's put into sections and categories. So if you go to articles, you'll see that there's 5 articles right now. These 2 are slides. This is the one we just created. That's a page. This is a page, and this is also a page that I created earlier. That's just dummy content that all the buttons are going to. So if you go over here to select category and choose slideshow, that's going to get rid of all the slides except the ones that are, or all the pages except the ones that are actually in the slideshow. So you see there's 2, and if you go to the website, you see there's 2 slides, and they're just revolving. So if you want to add another one, you just click new. Make sure it shows up in slideshow, type the title, call it new slide, or whatever the title is. You just click in this box here and click insert image. I don't know why that button looks all crazy like that right now. Normally it just says image right here. But click insert image. Something funny is going on here, so I'm just going to cancel. I don't know what's going on there with that. Let's click new again. Okay, now it looks normal. So we click add an image. This pulls up. I made a folder right that shows up called slides, so you just click on slides, choose the file, say that the file you want to upload is this one, say that's an image, click start upload. It's going to upload. It's going to show up in here. Once it shows up, you click on the slide you want to insert. Some text shows up below. Click insert, and it's going to insert that slide there. And then all you got to do from there is make a title. And for this, you're going to want to go to parameters and turn all these to hide the PDF, the print, and the email icon, because it's going to screw it up. Click save, and then when you refresh the page, you'll have a 3rd slide in there. And I will we'll get into some more stuff later as far as like if you want the slide to be a link to something on the website. I'll probably just send you an email with some HTML code that you can try to remember, but basically, and you may be able to figure it out. I mean, I haven't really done this myself with this little editor. I only put this editor in here for your guys' use. I normally just have HTML, but I think you can probably highlight the picture somehow and make a link. Like click the link button and probably type in a link there. I don't know if that actually works. I can try it later and see, but otherwise I'll send you an email with some HTML text examples showing you how to make this link to something. I'm going to cancel that now since we're not actually going to insert it. So that should give you a pretty good idea of how to fill in all the pages as well as link up all these buttons to those pages. I'm going to work on the contact page when I get an email from you with the information, and I'm also going to work on, I'd like to do the ministry pages myself because I'd like to try to make them a little bit more than just text with pictures and stuff, but if you want you can fill those in yourself, and I'll go in tomorrow night or something and just touch up what you did. And then if you want cooler stuff on the home page besides just a little paragraph here of text, email that to me too, and I'll do your guys' homepage. Like, obviously, there's cooler different things you can do. Like, for example, on our church website, you don't have to just have, like, we've got some other stuff. We've got the slideshow at the top, but then we've got, some quick links to different things in these little sections. These are kind of hard to create without knowing what's going on, so I can create those if you want, or you could have 2 instead of 4 or something like that. Also, this in the news thing can show up right above your welcome text in this little window that we have. That's kind of similar to yours. So we can have like in the news, and this will be like a current news article or whatever you want. I don't know. And then text. And this is kind of like a module that you have to add in the template, and I'll show you how to do that. But if for the time being, if you want something in there, just let me know and I'll do it for you, and then we'll get it later. We can also get like an online giving thing here for you as well, so you have more than one link besides just the one at the top for giving, like you guys have. Right here, we can add something. We can make this bar a lot longer. Once there's actual content in here, we can put a bunch more buttons on the side. We can also do something like this on the bottom with some more buttons. It doesn't have to necessarily just be a slideshow and a window under it. Like there's, we did these 3 things where if they click share us, it you can put in your email and their email and send an evite. Or if you click join us, it brings you to the contact page. Or if you click meet us, it brings you to the about pastors page or whatever. And this is what I was talking about. So we can put some banners and stuff like that to spice up the pages a little bit, some Facebook and Twitter links, things like that, just so that it's not just text like this. So at least for like the ministry pages, especially if you get more of these, and the about Pastor Ted and blog and stuff like that. Well, the blog probably not, but the about Pastor Ted. We'll do it for those pages, not necessarily maybe for these pages, because these are basically just informational. People want the information; they really don't care to see a picture of the. But if you want to get a picture of the board of directors or something, we can do that too. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling now. I think you kind of got the idea. If you guys want, I'll be available tonight. If you call my cell phone, it's 763-439-0312, and you can ask me questions. I will not be at my computer until about 10 p.m. Central Time. It's 6:40 right now, or 6:30 right now. But I'll be available to answer questions. If you want me to do something that you can't figure out how to do, I can do it, but I probably won't be able to do it until about 10 o'clock. Alright, hopefully this helps you with a little bit and get you started. You should be able to fill in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages, and you can link this to your giving and link this to your small groups, and I'll do the contact us tonight if you email to me. Otherwise you can fill in that yourself with just generic stuff, and then later on I'll go back in and do this for you. This is what I wanted to do. I just wanted, obviously we will do the text like normal with the times of the services, but I wanted to add this map in here, and it's not just a normal Google map. This is a little bit cooler one. It's a module that this template allows. You type in your address or just where you are somewhat. Like I can say Minneapolis, I can say get directions, and it's going to say from Minneapolis, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions to where the church. So anybody can type in where they are, and it'll give them directions to the church. So that's kind of neat. Anyways, I'll do that for you too, if you want. Close that. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for writing.